Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I got the distinct sense that Guillermo was swinging for the fences on this one. You know, he'd been given he had a world in his mind, and Warner Brothers gave him the budget to realize it. And you know, I think that Guillermo had a couple false starts on some big movies that he wanted to make, and he was primed and ready for action.
Absolutely. So you know, Legendary as well. You know, have a massive history for bringing such big characters in the absolute best detail and realism, if you like, you know. And for even new audiences, I think Pac Rim is going to be an instant classic for them, because, you know, when I first saw Star Wars, you know, I'm kind of like, wow, this world just took me over, you know. And it's pretty out there. It's a pretty big imagination that Star Wars came from, or Batman. And, you know, just having Pac Rim, and I was reading Pac Rim, I was like, this is going to be huge, you know what I mean? I could just tell.
Well, I think that's one of the things that's most exciting about this movie, and why Guillermo is such a master filmmaker, is that he does create these original, incredible, vast worlds, exciting worlds. But why there's a movie there, and why it offers something for everyone, is that there's this really beautiful human story at the center of it. Yeah. And Idris and I basically play two pilots that are part of the final stand, that have banded together and kind of forgotten our differences, and we're really kind of the resistance. We're coming together to save each other, and in the greater success of our mission, save the world.
I remember when we were doing this one scene. You've seen Rambo, right? I hate referencing films, but you see Rambo, and Rambo's locked in that little cave, and he needs that, and he needs to get out there, and his superior soldier comes and says, "Listen, Rambo." But when you see Rambo talking to his superior, there's a connection there, like father and son. Like, come on, man, these guys don't understand your power. I do. Let me help you out. And so when Stacker sees, Raleigh, he's like, "Listen, I need you. There's 5 Jaegers left in the world, man, and you're the only one that can pilot it. I know what you've been through." And Guillermo and I and what's your name again?
Charlie.
Charlie. We really bonded. We really try to mesh that story together, to make it as real as possible, especially Charlie and I, just as actors. We both come from a world of television where you've got, an hour to make a big scene work. And so here we had days and days and days to pull this connection together. So, that was the fun part of it for us.
Yeah, I mean, like we began the conversation talking about. I never, for me, lost sight of the magnitude of the world that we were trying to create, and so whatever hardships we had to suffer on set, and that was kind of an arduous process. We would get strapped into these suits that were heavy. They weighed, I don't know, like 30, 40 pounds. It would take us 30 minutes to get strapped into the suit, and a team of two, literally screwing pieces on, and then we would step onto an elliptical machine and work out in this suit of armor for 12 to 16 hours a day, while they poured 50 gallons of water a second onto our head and shot flamethrowers at us. So but it was kind of awesome in a way, because it required zero acting. I mean, we felt like we were fighting for our lives.
But I had a scene where, I'm having this, I don't want to spoil it, but there was a moment of real deep emotion, and my family and I and my team were all in this moment, and, we all of that's going on, gimbals moving, suits, harnesses on your crotch, the whole thing, but we had to really pull this emotion out, and, it was wicked piece of challenge for us, I think. It was a great challenge.